NBA champs taking Patrick Baldwin Jr., PBJ, getting in the mix. 6'9", 220-pound freshman. He was a five-star prospect coming out of high school. Chose to play at Milwaukee for his father. 12 points, 6 rebounds in 11 games as a freshman in an injury-shortened season. So we didn't get to see a lot of him, Gary, but this guy certainly presents some intrigue, some value here when you take him 28th overall.
There's no question. I like this for Golden State. I'll give it an A because who is Golden State taking at the bottom of the first round who's going to help them next year? Probably nobody. So why not just take a big swing on a guy who, if we did this draft a year ago, would have been a top 10 pick? No question.
Wow, okay.
He was considered, just because he went to Milwaukee, I think most people know the backstory, it doesn't mean he was a Milwaukee-level player. His father was the coach there. On some level, he's trying to save his father's job. That didn't work out, but that was at least part of the rationale behind it. If not for Milwaukee and his father being the coach there, he'd have gone to Duke and been like another first-round pick for the Blue Devils this season. Great size, beautiful shot. This is a big swing, and if you're a franchise like Golden State picking at the bottom of the first round, these are the types of swings I would take.
There's not a team in the NBA that values shooting more than the Golden State Warriors, and in my mind, there's not a player in this draft who has a more pure spot-up shot than Baldwin. And you're 100% right. Let me put this in perspective for you. He was rated ahead of Jabari Smith for almost his entire high school career. I mean, the size, skill combination, again, the trend continues, and he also measured out bigger than expected. 6'10 plus at the combine, a pure release. You're talking about essentially a prototypical stretch four-man who's going to be able to pick and pop, space the floor in the corners, knows how to play, got to get tougher and a little bit more productive inside, but just tried to do right by his family this last year. It didn't work out for him. But I think he's going to a place that values what he does best, and he shoots the ball as well as, if not better, than any player in this draft.
If the Warriors keep this pick, which I'm predicting that they're not going to keep this pick, but if they keep it, he can get ready to play in the summer league and pair up in that front court with James Wiseman. Kuminga will be the 3, and then Moses Moody will be a 2, and you can throw me in that team, and we'll win the Las Vegas Summer League. So, again, I just think this is a situation that he has a shot that's a pretty shot that doesn't really go in all the time.
That's right. Now, that's fair.
But it looks good, and it's probably something with the Warriors player development that if he stays with the Warriors, they can help him develop.
And this Golden State roster is really taking an interesting form now because they're obviously still in a championship window. They just won a title. They are currently the betting market favorites to win next year's title. And most teams like that, dynasties, they get old and they just keep getting older. But you look at Golden State, they've got some really interesting young prospects here. James Wiseman, top-ranked player in his high school class. Jonathan Kuminga, one of the top-ranked players in his high school class. Jordan Poole has developed into a really high-level young player. And now you add Patrick Baldwin, who was a 5-star consensus top 10 guy in his high school class. I mean, when this whole Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green thing is moving in the wrong direction because of age, they're not going to fall apart. They're going to still be good.
All right, we will look ahead here.
Draymond Green is really the only one out of the big 3 who is on the floor. And then they bring in Andrew Wiggins, who so many thought was going to be just a trade piece for this team. But all of a sudden, he was playing a significant role in their journey to winning an NBA championship. You can see them enjoying the parade in the streets of San Francisco for the first time, not in Oakland anymore. Klay says, count them, Captain Klay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the Curry family. Draymond Green showing the youngster JTA how it's done in the Bay. Mac Dre. Sorry, can you not tell I'm from the Bay? So that's how that all went down. But Jay, what's so interesting about the Golden State Warriors is that so much of their talent, yes, they acquired Kevin Durant, yes, they acquired Andrew Wiggins, but they have drafted from the ground up so much of their talent that is unique in this current NBA. Why is that, and what made them so successful there?
Well, I think Golden State understood, I mean, all the teams understand it, that you have to build through the draft, and they did it methodically, and they made good decisions without having top 5 picks every time. You know, they took Steph Curry at number 7. I think it was 2009.
Yes.
They took Klay Thompson 11th. and then got Draymond Green 35th in the second round. They've just made good decision after good decision. They wound up getting James Wiseman. They've drafted Jordan Poole. They've drafted extraordinarily well when they've been at the end of the first round, when they've been in the lottery at the top of it, all that. Their decisions were great. You got to give great credit to Bob Myers and Mike Dunleavy, their whole staff, that have just made spectacularly good decisions and good fits.
Yeah. Strength in numbers seems to be more than just a mantra for them. They're able to find these players sometimes deep into the first round, even into the second round with Draymond Green, who says, fascinatingly, that he remembers every single one of the players who was picked before him. But you can see, look, that's Draymond Green, who's at the draft headquarters saying, hey, I just want to make sure who's coming to us, what kind of culture are we building here. He'll go tape a podcast probably after this to let all of us know his thoughts on who will be his new teammate. There's Steve Kerr. You can see him as well, but the pick is in. So let's send it to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to see who will be joining the defending champions.
With the 28th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Patrick Baldwin Jr. from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
He was a huge high school recruit, Jay.
Yeah, Patrick Baldwin Jr. out of Milwaukee played for his father last year, and he did not have a very good year. But all his numbers are good. He's 6'9", he's got a 7'2" wingspan. Very, very talented. He was expected to be a lottery pick after his freshman year, but he was injured, didn't play much, and really struggled in his first year. But the mechanics on his shot, a high release, and another guy that moves really well without the ball and can see the floor very well. So the foundation is there. He did have some lapses last year. He got passive at times, but the talent and the foundation is there. And we just talked about Golden State making good decisions. Clearly, they see the talent that's underneath the performance that didn't match up to the talent this year at Milwaukee.
Well, maybe that makes Golden State a perfect place for him to land because of the care and the time they put into development. We've seen that with blending these young players and these seasoned, champion, experienced vets. We will be right back with more from the 2022 draft.